Hello, I'm Alicia Osborne. I'm a 6.5-month pregnant student at Wiregrass. Today I want to go ahead and talk to you about abortion. I'm not asking you to go ahead and support it. What I'm asking you is not to completely try to ban it. Women have rights, and one of them might be abortion. What we can do is try to limit how they can do it. For when I want you to go ahead and picture with me a woman walking down the road in her normal neighborhood, and she's stopped and she gets raped. Do we have the right to ask her to give up the right to her body? She was already forced into having sex and now forced with a child. Should we make her carry that out when she never asked for it? Now what about the woman who's lying in a hospital bed and the doctor tells her that she is not going to survive a delivery? She cannot have kids. Do we tell her that she has to have this child even though she will lose her life and possibly lose the other child's life as well? What about a young girl who doesn't know any better, maybe around the age of 8, 9? Someone a lot older that she trusts gets her to do something that causes her to get pregnant. Do we force a child to live with a mistake she made by raising a child herself? This is something we can't force any woman to do. And completely banning abortion is taking away a woman's right. I'm not completely all for abortions. I'm having a child myself, so I know how some of you mothers can, or other people, can be very against abortion. But I want to go ahead and let you know some statistical numbers that I found from the Allen Guttmacher Institute. Worldwide, every year, there's 42 million abortions, and only 115,000 come from, or during each day. Only 3,700 are from us, from Americans. 52% of them are under the age of 25. 32% are from 20 to 24 years old. 20% are teenagers, but only 1.2% are under the age of 15. How about race? 60% of us are white. Black are more than 3 times likely to get it, to do abortions. Hispanics twice as likely as whites to do it. It's not just one type of person, it's everybody doing it. Marital status, even women who have been married, or actually are married, 18% of them are doing it. 9.4 of them are divorced and getting abortions. But here's the other numbers I really want you to focus on. Social reasons like wanting to party and this child will stop it. 93% of them are doing the abortions. How about the ones who are lying in the hospital bed? The ones with health risk? Only 6% want abortions. And the ones who are raped or involved in incest? It's only 1%. So, restrictions that I'm asking you to think about is causing abortion not to be as much as it is now. But it's not taking it away completely. As of right now, as of January 2011, the state of Georgia actually came up with restrictions on abortion. This is what I want you to fight with me with. Not to completely ban it and not to support it, but only under restrictions. 1. A parent must be involved if it's with a minor. They have to be able to help make that choice. A child is too young to make these choices. And if a woman is going to receive abortion, she should be state-directed counseling to discourage the abortion and have to wait 24 hours before she actually does the procedure, giving her time to think about what she's doing. And the other one is that public funding will only be allowed and given for cases of rape and incest or if your life is endangered. If we can take only abortions for those reasons, 93% of the abortions can be stopped. So we're not completely supporting it. We're limiting it, but still letting women have that right. For one, I want you to also know that half of these women who are getting abortions were using some sort of birth control. So they didn't just do it. It was an accident. Something went wrong with their body and the hormones being used that caused them to still get pregnant, even though they tried to prevent it. So I want you to know, abortion is not used as a form of contraceptive. It's not. Only 8% of abortions didn't use some type of protection. I want to go ahead and list some cons for banning abortion. This information I got from Joe Meserly. One of them, he says, government gets to control a woman's body if you take this right away from them. Think about it. If we take away a woman's right for abortion, the government might even start to try to force sterilization. What about forcing motherhood to be mandatory? Giving the government this control to take away abortion might give the government too much control later on. And if you take away this abortion, what about the back alley ones? Women who really want abortion are still going to do it. And in the long run might go and do it with somebody who doesn't know what they're doing and can end up hurting themselves or end up even being dead. Another reason we should not completely ban it is because, something like I said, a young girl having to live with this mistake, she's trapped with this mistake by raising a child herself. For one, young kids are pressured into sex every day. And they shouldn't completely be penalized for that mistake for the rest of their life. We can't exactly ask them to do adoption, because sometimes adoption can be more emotionally damaging than abortion. When a woman carries a child to full term, they can get a bond, and it can severely hurt their, psychologically damage them just as much as aborting the child than it is to give it up for adoption. One of the other things I want to come to you with is some perspective about if the fetus is even a human being. I know my child is a human, but human being right now, it might not be as much. For one, they believe the fetus doesn't become a real person until it's actually physically born, delivered. If you define a fetus as a human, then you would have to define sperm and egg as a human as well. So that would mean that birth control is a form of killing human beings. Because if a fetus is human, sperm and eggs can be as well, right? So, like Linda Lowen, I got some of her information, said that fetus can't exist independently of a mother, right? And since it's attached to the placenta and the umbilical cord, it's dependent of its mother. So without the mother, it's not even alive. It can't exist outside the womb. So right now, it's like most abortions that are done in the first trimester, this is how it is in the first trimester. It's not exactly a baby. It's not alive. I don't want to ask you to support abortion completely. What I'm asking you to do is not try to take away a woman's right. Just restrict her some. We can still have children. Just the ones who are forced on it shouldn't be forced to have one. Thank you.